What's going on, people? I wrote down some thoughts. Troubling times ahead. I'm going to take me a swig of my Klamath Lake blue-green algae while my hair is drying. 100-degree heat. Hold on a minute. So, here we go. Ready? People always say, man, it is super hard to change my habits. But in 4 months, you changed a whole bunch. You changed your whole lifestyle. You do what the TV tells you to do. You do it because they train you to do it. Your whole life, the TV and radio have trained your whole thought process. Your whole life. The way you think, the way you eat, what music to listen to, how you dress, what shoes to wear, the latest styles, makeup, hairstyles, phones, the best gadgets to get. TV and the radio teaches you and conditions you through a repetitive subconscious echo chamber. You don't believe me? Ask people. And if you're really awake, you'll get this same repetitive response every single time. So in 4 months, you've been taught you have no immune system. That's your immune system. Hold on. Just a piece of fabric with holes in it. It's artificial protection, which is just like the rest of this world. It's fake. It's not the job of the government to protect my health. It's my job to be healthy. It's the government's job to protect your constitutional rights. When you trade liberty for safety, you'll end up losing both. In 4 months, you've learned you can't talk about vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, CoQ10, other immune system building nutritional items, and it is illegal to talk about cancel culture. In 4 months, you've learned about mass shaming, about the real fear mongering, the effects of the mindset. In 4 months, the USA is almost transformed into an obedient socialist country. Now we're going to have dogs playing King of the Hill. The government has dictated what social events are acceptable to attend. Violent protests that instill fear is okay. No social distancing. Church services, family, funerals, patriotic celebrations are dangerous. You spread the disease, the viral infection that way. Almost every time I want to do a video, they start playing King of the Patio. And most of you bought all this without a fight. You're standing in a graduation line is a safety hazard. Cash is dirty. We can't give change, but there is a tip jar. In 4 months, they convinced you to use a traceable card for almost everything. Everything. Tracking your movement isn't freedom. Maybe I should say that again. In 4 months, they've convinced you to use a traceable card for everything. And tracking your movement isn't having freedom. In less than 4 months, the government's demonstrated how easily it is to assimilate people to the guidelines that have no scientific premise whatsoever, because they were fearful. The people were fearful. In 4 months, our government successfully installed fear in the majority of the population of America and the world, which allows them to control every aspect of your life, including what you eat, where you go, who you can see, if you can exercise or not. The most dangerous part of this is that people aren't even giving this a second thought. You can take away my freedom to keep me healthy, is what they're saying. People are willing to surrender their critical thinking skills because the mass media says otherwise. They just gave up easy without a fight, without thinking. You're kidding yourself if you don't think the mass behavior won't be repeated with whatever comes next. It'll get worse. Edward Bernays said it was easy to control the mass mindset. Sound familiar? Is this a social experiment? Are you under their control? The people gave in, not because they were afraid, because they were lazy. People are lazy. People are inherently lazy. Being lazy is always easier, but is always built on compromise. The compromise is money, work, mortgage, electrical bill, water bill, car payment, insurance, stress, stress, stress. Don't compromise. You're going to lose your ass. It all sounds like a dystopian movie, but it's not. It's very real. What happened to separation of church and state? It's gone with like that. It's all because of the greater good. In a blink of an eye, how did they do it? How did they accomplish all this and more? They told you that there was a real threat, and you believed in them. They first told you the masks were useless. Don't do it. Then a month later, they said, oh, they're life-saving. What is true? Shush. Shush. Them kids can be out here, okay? They can be out here and play. You be quiet. You be quiet. They said social distancing was critical. But what about your immune system? We've been fighting microbes for billions of years. And we're still here. You're still going to be healthy. Why hasn't it been stressed that there's no miracle pill? Why hasn't it been stressed to bolster your immune system? If you had a gathering at your house, they would arrest you, fine you, and invoke contract tracing upon you. Give that a thought. No freedom, no liberty. But if you went to a human rights event, protest, no social distancing, get tear gassed, the person's coughing on top of you, and you could contract it, there's no penalties. You can't spread it that way. Nobody's thinking. You're being played like a bunch of puppets. While you're forced on the mask and stats, thousands of small businesses are shutting down for good because they depended on people like you to walk in through the door. But the government says you can't go to those stores. You got to go to the big money stores. You got to go to the Walmarts, Home Depots, Lowe's, etc. But you can't go to the small mom and pop stores. It's not about health. It's about control. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you've probably realized that most of the people wearing the mask aren't really people at all. Simply programmed humans from the television. The herd, the sheep, will do just about anything the media tells them to do so because they were programmed to do so under the guise of being healthy and safe. If you were at one of those, if you go to those window serving joints in line, and that's your source of food, you can't complain at all when you get sick. It's called comfort food, fast food. It's not health food. It's lazy human food source is what it's called. Humans are inherently lazy. It isn't hard to cook nutrition. It isn't hard to be healthy. It just takes effort. Again, humans are lazy. I did it. I changed up. You can too. But it only took 4 months to change your social behavior. You can't change though, right? Change the way you look at your neighbor, the way you look at your person, your fellow human, your fellow American in a grocery store, in any kind of store. It's the way you look at them. It's the way you deal with people. If you're one of the people out there and you're not wearing a mask, thumbs up. If you're one of the people wearing a mask and you're worried about the other person, you should be worried about yourself. If you're wearing a mask, you shouldn't have to worry about the other person, right? If the mask works. But, you know, my mom taught me to mind my own damn business when I'm out in public. Let them do what they want to do, and you do what you want to do, and everybody will go home just fine. Nobody needs to be stressed out any extra. Now, if they told you to stay away from the window diet, make your own food, you would be just as compliant, just pacifying the masses. I screwed that up. Now, if they told you to go home, stay away from the window diet, start eating healthy foods, so you would bolster your immune system, you would do it. And then you would call the people going to the window diet. You would be raising Cain with them guys. You are the critical thinker, and you're responsible for your health and safety. You're going to go out and prepare. You're going to buy extra dry goods. You go to the store. Golly, I'm messing all this up. If you are the critical thinker, you are responsible for your own health and safety. You're going to be prepared. You're going to be prepared for the storm. Prepared for the storm. You're going to go and buy extra dry goods. You'll go into the storm with both eyes open, prepared for the road, prepared for the long haul, prepared for whatever comes your way. If you fail to prepare, don't be surprised when the shit hits the fan and all of your comforts are taken away, but it's just a mask. Whoa! I guess the thing ran out of battery power. Nope, it's still there. Let's see. There it goes. So, I spent a couple days pinning this down, Xing a lot of things out. That went by pretty fast, actually. Those are just my thoughts. If you do not train to win, what the heck is going on here? Must be getting tired. Wow. So if you don't prepare for the battle, you will not win the battle. If you do not prepare for life, you will not, God damn. You will not win at life. I don't know why this thing doesn't want to work. Maybe it's weak in power. If you fail to prepare, in general, you will lose. Thinking ahead, preparing for the next corner, just not existing. Do not be one of them people who just exist. Use this, get out the music, get out the TV, prepare for whatever comes your way. That's your best option. Get out in the sun. Your body will love you for it. Peace and love. Thank you for listening to me. I hope it made sense.